So first I'm going to have you tell us your name and a little bit about how you got involved in athletic training.
Walter. I was a freshman in high school trying out for basketball, and the coach cut me, which was probably a good move because I wasn't very good. And he said, "Would you please help me?" So he got me involved, and the next year the football coach said, "We got this Kramer student training course. Would you like to do that?" So I did that, and we moved to Upper Arlington, and obviously the program there was much different than where I started in Westlake, and took care of football and basketball and baseball there for 2 years, and then went to Mount Union and took care of soccer and basketball there, and got my first job at Delaware Hayes.
That's where I'm the athletic trainer at now. Yes.
I was there for 6 years, taught English, and was a terrible English teacher, and I had the opportunity to go back to my alma mater at Upper Arlington, and was there for 31 years. And we had 33 sports when I retired. I taught two periods of health most of the time there, and then I retired in 2011 and got bored to death, so I went back to Mount Union, and I've been there the last 3 years helping out with the tennis and the swimming kids.
How did you first get involved with the OATA?
We started organizations with trying to get things together for some organization for the trainers in the state. And we started working through the OAHPERD, and somebody thought it would be a good idea for me to be in charge of that now, so we did that. The first meeting we had for the OATA was actually at the Upper Arlington cafeteria, and there were 28 of us there, and I got elected president, and so that's where we took off from. We needed to have a little organization, try to do something to better the profession, and you see where we are today.
And what's the biggest change that you've seen in athletic training?
Well, the biggest change is that there are very subtle differences in the fact that more girls are involved. When we first started, there were very few, and now over half the profession are female, which is wonderful. And in the college level, we see a lot of manipulation, a lot of massage and that kind of stuff, and there's not a lot of taping and a lot of it's more of a hands-on approach. And after working in a high school for 37 years, it's kind of disturbing to see that that's going on, because in high school you're not going to be able to do that.
So if you could change one thing about athletic training, what would it be?
Well, I think we're working towards getting more trainers. Obviously the pay was one of the early things that was a problem, and I don't think that's ever going to change. But the thing that kind of disturbs me now is that people going into the profession want to make it a 9-to-5 job rather than take care of the athletes. It's evolving to the point where what's beneficial for the trainer rather than what's beneficial for the kids. And that's the one disturbing thing I've noticed over the last 4 or 5 years.
So if you had any pearls of wisdom for young athletic trainers, young professionals in the career, what would it be? Well,
you got to do something that you like to do. And fortunately for me, it was never a job. It was something I enjoyed doing every day, and it was a calling, I guess you could say. And I think you got to enjoy what you're doing. If you don't, you're in the wrong profession.
So what are your favorite memories from being an athletic trainer and being involved with the OATA?
In the OATA, well, just the growth of the organization from 28 to what we are today. It's been a breath of fresh air. All the things we've been able to accomplish from its infancy to where we've become. Obviously, I've been very blessed with the opportunities I've had to work, places I've had to work. At Upper Arlington, we were very successful in a lot of different things. We won over 75 state championships while I was there. So, the kids keep coming back and calling me, even wherever I am, they manage to reach out to me. So, it's been fun.
Is there anything that you could change about your career? Like if there's something you could change, what would it be and why?
Not really. I've enjoyed every minute of it.
Awesome. Do you have any quote or phrase that you're known for that you've repeated a lot throughout your career?
Not really.
What's the biggest challenge that you've experienced in your career, either personally or for the profession?
Expectations of the young coaches now. When we first started, the old timers appreciated the fact that they had somebody that was going to take a burden off of them. Now the young people seem to think that we're part of the furniture and we're not important, and they're to dictate what we do and what we don't do. The sense of entitlement on the part of the coaches, which is really too bad. I mean, the places that I've worked, that's the biggest change over the last 10, 15 years. They've been spoiled because they had athletic trainers, but they don't really appreciate what the athletic trainers have done for them and for their students. The kids do, the parents do, but the coaches, want to fight the whole thing.
Describe a typical day-to-day life when you were first starting out as an athletic trainer.
When I first
and how it's
started
different
out,
from now.
You have to understand, in a high school situation, I taught 5 periods of English. And we had 22 sports at Delaware Hayes. And we were the smallest team in the league. So we had trouble competing. And the old coaches really appreciated the fact I was there, and they kind of took care of me and did a wonderful job of incorporating me and making me feel welcome. The kids had a tendency not to want to be participants. They wanted to not practice, and that was a hard thing to overcome. And when I moved up to Arlington, obviously that atmosphere changed significantly. It was, they wanted to play regardless and be successful regardless. And so we became kind of the gatekeepers to make sure they didn't hurt themselves.
How has your practice or philosophy changed throughout your career?
I don't think it's changed a whole lot. I had several people that I enjoyed watching over the years. General Patton was one of them. Bob Knight was one of them. Al Davis was one. And, those kind of guys were driven by success. Just like Lombardi, To me, it was important that we were successful. When we got to Upper Arlington, it was about how to be successful. And we were part of the program to make it successful. So we're looking for the welfare of the student athlete and to do the things that they wanted to do to be successful. And that was the most rewarding thing, because a lot of times we were. There were some disappointments, but there were reasons for that too.